Good morning, everybody, to the Predator Spanish Open. This is our last event for this year's EuroTour series, and what a match we have coming up in the last 32 single elimination stage between World 8-Ball champion Albin Ouschan from Austria and Hubert Lopotko from Poland. It's a race to 10, alternating the breaks per 2. Breaking from outside the break box, and in the commentary booth will be my good friend Mark White and myself, Tim de Ruiter. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Tim. Well, you just taught me something there, because I wondered why that break box was there. So they have to break outside it, you say?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I never knew that.
Well, we had that stage where you could put the cue ball, for example, near the center of the box, but then with the almost perfect tapped balls on the table, as the table is tapped for the balls, it would make the break quite too easy, and people were starting to get maybe 9 out of 10 shape after the break too. So they changed it up a bit, and yeah, I kind of like this. It makes the break a little bit more difficult. You have to hit it square or slightly overcut to still make the ball. So I think it's a good change. Albin to break him off first. He does have 2 breaks coming up.
Very interesting. Thanks for that. You are the break guru after all. You should know all the break rules, shouldn't you?
Well, if you say so. Now
I did.
Let's see. Awkward already, queuing over the 10. Difficult to bring the cue ball back down table with the 4-9 blocking a way out and the 7 ball blocking a way out.
He has the option to push, of course, Tim, but I think he thinks he can get in behind something here, right?
Well, maybe he can hit the 1 ball really thin over the left side, not running into the 9 ball and bringing the cue ball down. No, he's playing thick contact. Albin with a couple options here could try to roll up the cue ball on the 8. That pace is looking great right from the start.
It's my first time watching Hubert Lopotko. Never seen him before. From Poland, I'm guessing.
Yes, indeed, from Poland. Yeah, a player that hasn't actually played much, I felt like, in the last 5 years, for example. But then last year showed up. Oh, look at how close. He's almost made it. But he's left it on. But then, I believe, within the last 12 months, was he not second in the Bucharest Open? And I might forget another result, but I think he's had 2 really strong results in big tournaments, so yeah, definitely capable to beat Albin in this format. Oh, does he still have enough to cut this? I don't think he has. I don't think this is cuttable still. But it's quite the trap if the 2 ball stays just behind the 8. But did the 2 ball... Well, apparently it did hit the side pocket point to hit the cushion. No player flinched. Oh, wow. Did he just hook himself behind the side pocket point mark?
Oh, he doesn't deserve that. There's no justice if he has. Terrific kick shot. I knew he couldn't hit it too hard. I think he might be, Tim. He's trying to swerve around it. Yeah, caught the point. Tough start then for the pole.
Well, the only huge advantage...
Carry on, Tim.
Well, the only big advantage Albin has, of course, is the fact that he's playing all the big events all throughout the year. So, compared to Lopotko, might not be as active as Albin. I mean, not everybody can afford themselves to play full time. So that might be a bit of a deal breaker in this result.
Yeah, now been starting to come back into some kind of form that we're used to seeing from him, Tim, as well. Of course, off the back of the World 8 Ball that he won quite recently. Starting to play like the old Albin again. He's had his problems, but seems to be sorting through them and looks good again at the table, I think. Of course, very, very experienced, got all the shots.
So, to get the first rack on the board, this 10 ball straight in, takes the lead and will be breaking once again. Looking to go off the right foot.
I remember yesterday, Tim, we had the pleasure of commentating on that man over on table number 1 there, sat with his back to us, Ralph Souquet. We were wondering whether he had what it takes to win maybe another one. Well, what a result he had this morning against Daniel Maciel, beating the pole. Good result for Ralph.
Well, imagine the match we did on Ralph. He lost. He had to go all the way through the loser bracket, the one loss side, and he still managed to come back into the last 32. So, I mean, who knows? Will be interesting to follow Ralph a bit in the scores. Yeah, nice square hit this time. Makes 3 balls on the break. No luck on the 2 ball though.
And the man who beat Ralph Souquet yesterday, Mateusz Nikotsky, is in action now. He's up against one of our fellow commentator, Graham Hickman, up against his friend from Scotland, Fraser Patrick, who's having quite a good run in some tournaments this year. And at the moment, Nikotsky and Fraser Patrick are 2-2.
Yeah, in the meantime, what to play? You know, if you push to the bottom, you know your opponent will play a stop shot behind the 5. Well, he's putting on somewhat of a teaser. Lopotko could go for an aggressive 2 ball. Not sure if the shape on the 4 is that easy to get. But now also the stop shot behind the 5 ball, the 2 ball will be very speedy. definitely will have to take this on and try to push the cue ball to at least the bottom of the 5 ball, for example. But it's a sensitive one, could go wrong. Does he get on the 4? Nope. It's always tricky, the pace on it.
Great pot though. Thin one to come behind maybe the 5.
No, a bit pacey. Brought the cue ball back to the bottom short rail. It's always a more difficult position to be in. The distance, cue ball on the rail. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of risk taken here. Just splitting the balls, the opposite sides. Coming up. No, was trying to get cover behind the 6 or the 8-9. Might have left it on. I mean, I think a very tricky shot to play. Sure, more effective than splitting the balls.
Huge amount of spin, Tim, on that one. Lots of left inside, played it well. Automatic position for the 6 coming up, just back and forth. Gone
a little bit of a tester. Do you think he's still going to be able to miss the 9? I don't think so, honestly.
Might get a lucky kiss on it, you never know. He didn't. He did get a lucky kiss, but of the unlucky type.
Well, he can still hit the 8, I believe. Just, well, he's called it. He might have enough. Maybe with right spin, throwing the ball a bit to the left.
Good stuff.
Well, I think Lopotko's main objective this match should be just to try and stay close to Albin. Try to keep the heat on, well, I'm not gonna say the favorite for the match, but definitely on the more known player. Just keep the heat on him till maybe you get a couple more opportunities. For now, we're tied at 1. And Hubert to break the balls, the next 2 racks.
There you see how quickly the balls go into the position. That's what we want, nice and quick. Just a little touch up as well, just to make sure. Should be pretty tight with the tapped rack.
Oh, a bit powerful, possibly. Look at this. Nice and nearby. Position on the 1. Possibly some trouble getting on the 3 ball to the bottom left or the 4 to the side. I'm not sure if it's on. So not an
Think
easy
if only could get
opportunity,
near the
but
two.
definitely the opportunity. Well, where is he gonna play the 2-ball?
Side.
Well, now with a lot of left spin, could go around the 10-3 to play the 3 in the bottom left.
Concentrating on two things at the same time. Got neither, Tim.
Yeah, it wasn't easy by any means. Also, I felt like he did not have the full side pocket on it. Did get somewhat of a second prize, but I really do like to kick this 2 rails. If you flick the left side, you could make it get on the 3-ball. The 4 and a 7 can give you some backup, so gotta make a solid hit. Just like this one. Beauty. Bit pacey though. But at least he stays at the table with a safety opportunity. Well, he has called something in the side, possibly the 7. Just pushing the 3-ball under the 10. No. Bit of a wild one. Look what he's given Albin. All up for grabs.
Yeah, all available now. All the little problems and clusters sorted out. Went all in there, trying to double bank, I think, Tim, onto the 7-ball is the shot he played. Long straightish 4. Lots to follow.
Albin coming off a couple good results in the little monster events we've had in Spain. This is maybe his 10th or 11th day in Spain. If you look at that 4-ball, he's hit it really crisp, not firm, real smooth, no spin on the ball. It's a sign for me that the player gets into stroke, you know, like when they're starting to strike the ball effortless.
Yeah, it's a lovely feeling that. I remember I had it once.
Well, I think that's
Smooth
one of the beauties. One of the beauties we have is that I think on any level you play pool at, even if it's world class or amateur level, I think everybody knows that feeling where they can do those couple things that usually won't work, but now they just feel it.
Yeah, very nicely done by the smooth operator. Now, do you know who sung Smooth Operator, Tim? It was a hit in the 90s. Every wine bar apparently had a copy. Every wine bar in the world had a copy of her album. I'm sure you've heard it before. You know the song Smooth Operator?
Yes, and I think I know the answer, which I'm not too great at this stuff. But is it not... I'm not sure if I'm gonna pronounce it right, but Sade?
Yeah,
Sade?
You're right.
Sade?
Sade.
Yeah. Oh,
Brilliant, well
Sade.
done. She actually lived about six miles from where I lived. growing up. Used to go to Clacton County High School. I'm impressed, Tim.
Yeah, I like. It's a good song. I like it actually. That's why I know it. Well, has not found the break yet, Lopotko, but putting up his hand, acknowledging that he's got a little bit fortunate to not leave something on for Albin. So the push out coming. He's looking at pushing to the top short rail. I kind of like that push. The only thing you are giving away is a roll up on the 5 ball. But length of the table doesn't have to go right. But now, interesting. Gotta be careful not to give a carom or a combination on the 2 ball. Or maybe he wants Hubert to make the 2 ball, like to go for it, knowing that the shape on the 1 is a bit tricky.
Yeah, trying to lure him in. He's laid the bait. Will he take it?
Well, the other option is maybe to push the 1 to the right short rail and run the cue ball into the 2. Does Albin have a rail first, 1 of the 2 in the side? That's the question. Make that, pushing the 2 ball up to the top right corner. If he gets a shot, we might see a 3-1 on the board, so this is huge. A bit of a curve needed, Massey on the ball.
I think he's going to jump,
jumping.
Tim, to where you just said. He's going to jump to that kick, I believe. Just jump the edge of the 10. Oh.
No.
That was a long jump. Nice little.
Yeah, might have even tried to go for the double jump there. But indeed, a bit of a roll behind the 6.
Slightly longer race now that we're into single elimination. Was race to 8, now it's a race to 10. Settle for that, Tim. Young Felix Vogel still going strong, Tim, the 18-year-old. Just had his birthday on the same day that he won the title. Junior champion. He's won all with Petter Urban.
Yeah, definitely.
This 4th rack.
The last 32 always tricky. I mean, it's always difficult to get there, but also everybody knows that the real tournament kind of starts now, and it's always a fierce competition in the single elimination. A lot of champions are still in the field. Mario Hay currently up 3-2 against Dominic Jastrap, who won the EuroTour in the Netherlands in Ouschan. Stefan Kasper trailing to countryman Luca Men, 4-3, close match. European 9-ball champion Kasper Matikainen up 4-1 against Roberto Bartol. Alex Kazakis trailing to Tobias Bongers. So there's plenty of good players. Max Lechner is battling with Roman Hibler 2-all.
That'll be a battle, Tim, that one, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of good players still in this field, so yeah, really, in this last 32, there might be 10 players that could win the EuroTour this weekend, so will be great to follow. Looks like he's going aggressive. Might have been working the cue ball a bit extra there. And look what he's given Albin. Lopotko not in the best form yet. Yeah, a bit of traveling. We'll have to go 3 rails up to the 4. Not a very big window between the 8 and the 9.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he going to try and find the window here, Tim? Pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, the only thing is he's fallen with a bit more angle. Would have liked to be a bit straighter, but more danger to crawl behind the 8. Can he still hold the cue ball to get straight on the 6? No, that's why he's done a bit more. But he is moving the cue ball around quite easily at the moment. Definitely showing Lopotko that he's already in quite a good, comfortable position. Where Lopotko, I feel like, really started a bit slow so far in this match.
Always looks like he's in a kind of a world of his own when he's walking round to the table in a little cocoon, fully focused. Certainly lovely to watch when he gets his cue going.
In the meantime, as you can see, Sanjin Pelivanovic 3-1 up against Ralph Souquet. Ralph at the table, looking to kick this 2-ball in. Will be a good battle. Definitely, like I said, it's all races to 10 now, so we might get a couple real close ones that might take quite some time. Pretty brutal format, race to 10. 10-ball with the breaking out of the box. It's not easy by any means.
Interestingly, Sanjin Pelivanovic was just called for a time foul in the previous rack. Saw one on this table as well. earlier on. Or the same table, even, I should say. Actually, it was last night. It was the young Spanish player. I don't know if you've ever seen him before, Tim. Samuel Brutena, his name. 13 years old. What a talent. Murray had to play well to beat him in the end. And I was informed that he didn't get a spot in the Junior World Championships this year, but I'm sure he'll get one for next year after that display. Looked absolutely fantastic, he did. So more talent coming from Spain.
Yeah, great bank shot played by Lopotko, who I feel like he has to get going real soon before the train is departing, the Ouschan train. Does have a nice opportunity here. We'll have to travel a bit from the 8 to the 9 though. Well, this is where things start to get tricky. Slight angle to the right. Played a good shot there to at least get straight on the 7 ball. Now could leave himself a bit more of a cut on the 8 to go straight over to the 9. Unless he's looking to go a couple rails down table. I kind of like the top spin, just straight over.
Nice bounce, Tim. Perfect on this 9. Stun up for the 10. So drag one back.
So Lopotko closing the gap to 3-2. This Albin's second break coming up. It's now breaking from the side rail. Very interesting. Had a break from just outside the box with making 3 balls on the break. So it's interesting to see that he's moving all over the place, and that means that there is doubt in the system on Albin's break, and I fear that can only grow. Well, tricky layout this is if you look at the 3-ball. Is he going to play very aggressive? Yes. Wow, I'm very surprised he took that on. Probably felt like if he even touched the green 6, that the 3-ball would be going in and he would have shape. Bit surprised, so I mean it was not a guarantee. Now, what has he done there? I mean, well, definitely won't be happy. He's in a really bad spot right now. With the rack now quite open. He's even going 2 rails, has to be careful. 10-ball does play in this. Well, somewhat of a result. Hanging in there, Mark.
Yeah, Albin, well known for being one of the best kickers in the game. Really is. His sister says he's the best. Maybe a little bit of bias there, but he's certainly very, very good. She says she's learned so much off him, Jasmine. Must be good having a sibling that you can go to any time, Tim.
Yeah, line was looking a bit wide there. Had to play left spin to check it, to make it go shorter, and he was very close to do so. This now is a chance to get the score 3 each. Could mean Lopotko would play himself right back into this match.
Yeah, 3-1 down he was. Every opportunity to square things up in this last 32 of the Predator Spanish Open EuroTour. It's been a busy couple of weeks, Tim, hasn't it? In Gandia.
Yeah, that's why it's interesting. We used to have the same thing happening with the European Championships. It's where, for example, the juniors and the seniors would have the European Championships. It's 10 days. And then right after, there would be a EuroTour. But then for the EuroTour, some of the seniors and juniors would stay there because they are already there. And they would eventually play a lot of players that showed up fresh. So in this case, look at Albin, has been playing for 10-11 days straight, probably, to Lopotko coming fresh from home, and this is his 3rd day of play. And I think it can make a difference. I mean, not everybody is physically as well as in shape as Albin is, for example, but it does make a huge difference.
Good point. I'm sure he rents himself a bicycle while he's here so he can keep in trim. I'm sure there's a gym nearby as well. Not an ounce of fat on him, as we say. He probably weighs about 60 kilos, wringing wet. He's in a match here, that's for sure. It's perfect on this 9-ball. Glides to the table, level on 3s. Suke 4-1 down to Sanjin Perlevanovic. Simon Kural 6-2 up against Valentino Cordelli. Dry break, I think. Chance at the one here, Tim. What a stroke, what a stroke. A stroke of genius.
Yeah, still gotta give credits to the poll though. Well, for everybody just tuning in, I think Lopotko was struggling in the beginning and Albin is right on the spot from the beginning. But yet the score is tied at 3, which means actually no advantage so far in this match. And Albin has been playing so well.
Albin from a lovely little town called Klagenfurt in Austria. We've been there a couple of times, Tim, for World Championships. It's a beautiful little city, isn't it? So this 10-ball then to jump back into the lead again at 4-3. One more break to come from Lopotko. Max Letner 4-2 up over Roman Hebler. Oliver Szelnocki 4-1 up against Nicholas Dotter. Now then, here's a great match. Denis Grabet up against Mohamed Soufi. And it's the Estonian who's going through a real purple patch at the moment. He's leading that one 6-2. Patrick Fraser, or Fraser Patrick even. Works both ways, doesn't it? He's 4-4 with Mateusz Śniegocki. Better one there, Tim.
Yeah, that might have been Lopotko's best break of the match so far. One ball straight into the side, shape on the 2. Just maybe a little bit trickier to get on the 3 ball. But if he can play maybe 3 rails forward in between the 7-9, he should be fine.
Need to be a contortionist to do this. I wouldn't move for a week, Tim, if I did that. Played that with a little bit of swerve, I think, Tim.
Well, he has controlled it very nicely. 2 rails around the 10. Still some work to do though, from the 7 to the 8. Easy to land a bit wrong. Going off the 6 to the 7. Yeah, ideally would land straight to, well, mini angle to work with. Like I mentioned, it's easy to land with too much angle. I think he should be fine going forward, not touching the 9. Well, Lopotko looking good. This is a break and run of 4 each.
Yeah, very nicely done as well. Wasn't the easiest of run outs. I haven't delighted you with many of my facts this tournament, Tim, at all, have I? We've not been together that often, to be honest. But I'm sure I'll come up with one by the end of this week.
Well, we do still have another match after this, so you have time.
Are you trying to put me off doing it to the next one? Because I've got more than one, you know. I can do one this one and one the next one.
Well, I'm ready.
We'll do one after this rack. There you go.
Makes the 9 ball 4 rails. A bit of a cut on that break. Does have a shot on the 1. Bit tricky to control the cue ball, but with the 2 ball hanging over the side pocket, I kind of feel like there's no way he would turn this down.
Yeah, a bit of a cut on the break, a bit of a cut on this 1 ball as well. Dare he play it with a little touch of right hand spin just to hold the cue ball up a little bit, Tim? Or can he hold it anyway? With a bit of drag, maybe?
I think he might have to spin the ball a lot of left. Try to get to the right long rail and not bump into the 2. I mean, he's gonna play a little bit of drag, but I don't think he's gonna purposely hold it. A bit of risk. Push the 3 ball over the corner too, so things have worked out. As you can see, the 5, I do believe, does go by the 6. So, well, straight would have maybe been ideal, but can still go over the bottom short rail. I mean, high quality of play by both, Mark. Not too many missed opportunities.
Great contest. Really enjoying it, Tim. It's good to see, you know, when both players are firing on all cylinders. We don't want to see one-sided matches like the Mosconi. Excuse me, did I just say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, the truth had to be said. I mean.
Talking with Graham in the last match about it. The crowd yesterday were horrific, really, and for some reason, I think it's because he's always nervous anyway. Tyler Steyer was really getting it from the Ali Pali crowd. It wasn't nice to see, and he's missed now 2 9-sitters. Nicely done from Ouschan this time. One more break to come. Now then, Spain is famous for its festivals, especially La Tomatina. La Tomatina is a huge tomato fight that takes place in the town of Buñol every August. I don't know if you've ever seen any of it, Tim, on YouTube or whatever. It's just a huge tomato fight.
I am fascinated. Oh, that 3 ball hanging up on him. Yeah, clearly all over the place on the break. This time hitting it on the left side of the 1. Last break he was overcutting it a lot on the other side. He's moved the cue ball a bit. If I were Lopotko, I would feel like, okay, listen, I'm trailing 5-4, but my opponent is clearly looking for something on the break. I'm gonna get some opportunities. I would be stoked.
Referee called a foul. Oh no, she didn't. Thought I heard foul.
Well, maybe he was running out of time. He's going aggressive after this break from Albin. Could push out. He fancies himself to make the jump and get shape on the 2, running into the 10. Oh, but look at this. Does the spin bring him behind the 3 ball? I don't think so. What a beauty of a jump that is, Mark.
Yeah, I do love a good jump shot, Tim. That's all the highlight reels seem to be these days, is jump shots, but I'll tell you what, there was a shot Alex Kazakis played earlier where the 7 and the 8 were tied up and he had to do something about them, and he played an absolutely incredible shot to get the 7 out. That went down on my list as one of the highlights for sure, and I think that jump shot might just do the same as well. Very, very nice position on the 2 as well.
Well, it looks like he's opting to cut this in the side, just for the shape. Well, I have to say, he's cued it really nicely. I mean, if he had put a little bit of body movement on it, it was very possible to miss that 5.
Yeah, sides are never your first choice, are they, Tim? The cuts into the side, any ball into the side, that wasn't easy either. But executed it well.
Well, what I like about Lopotko is the fact that he knew that after Albin's dry break he was hooked, and he felt like, listen, I have somewhat of an opportunity now. If I lose this rack, well, I'm supposed to because it's on Albin's break. And he took the opportunity with the jump cue. Could have easily played the push, being a little bit afraid to do something. But he took the opportunity.
Yeah, I've never seen him play before, Tim, but he's certainly great to watch. I'm enjoying this match very, very much. Both players performing well. Someone else performing well at the moment, Dennis Grabet. He really is having a good run at the moment. He's 8-2. He's ahead against Mohammed Sufi. That's quite some lead in a race to 10. Well, we're halfway there, Tim, in this race to 10. Both need 5 each. So, bit best of 9 now.
Yeah, it's only a race to 5. Honestly, if you look at how things are going, if Lopotko can stick with the break he had the last break he did, hit him really square from the side, making the 1 and getting shape. If he can stick with that break, with that same hit, you would almost have to say that he might become one of the favorites for this match against Albin. The break is just such a huge factor.
Sanjin Pelivanovic at the table, as you can see. On the next table, that's available on table number 1, guys. Pelivanovic is 5-2 up at the moment. Back to this one, 5-5. Good hit, Tim.
Yeah, but yet, still Albin back at the table.
Is he playing the 5 in the side? I heard him call something in the side.
Well, I would be quite surprised, because it's definitely the 4 he's played the safety behind.
Oh,
But
sorry,
probably
I meant the 4, yeah.
But probably he tried to play the safety, and in case he hit it too thick, he could make the 4. But he's got the hook.
So as Lopotko coming armed with the jump cue as well. That will be the air rush. Top pocket. Oh, what a shame.
Oh, and the cue ball.
I was just going to reach for my pen again there, Tim, but put it down very, very quickly when I saw the cue ball heading towards the corner pocket as well. I suppose it could go on one of the unlucky highlights.
Well, let's see if Lopotko is gonna... No, I was gonna say maybe he can draw into the 8, opening up the 8 a bit. But looks to be playing a very clean style. Look at his layout. 3-1 down. Might be going 6-5 up. Bit unlucky for Albin, but overall I think it's fair to say that he has been on the struggling end. Maybe the last 3-4 racks. Feels weird to say that. The average pool player would look at this and say, what do you mean struggling? They are barely missing any balls. But it's more of a result if you look at it. Albin could have been maybe up 7-3.
Yeah, the score doesn't always reflect the way a game's gone. I think Albin better than the scoreline shows. Both players still have a break, a timeout kind of break. I wonder if anyone's going to take one. Maybe Albin after this one. Look at that for a bit of racking. That's how you do it. Ralph Suke at the bottom of your screen at the table. Training 5-2. He's always up for the fight, Ralph. The Kaiser never gives up.
there's that break again. Look at the cue ball though. Oof. Hold your breath.
I think he's on this too as well. Okay, it's not easy. But 3 is over the side pocket.
Well, even if the 8 does hook him just the slightest, you have to consider going aggressive. Just like you mentioned, the 3 ball is over the side. Even with the jump cue, this 2 ball is quite alright. It's only a slight angle. You don't have to jump the full 8. Yeah, no jump cue.
Not too far away. I think he tried a little bit of a swerve there, Tim.
Yeah, he did play that with outside spin, obviously making the ball a lot tougher. Has kind of given Albin the opportunity to play a good shot on the 2, get shape on the 3 and the wide open run out. Well, Lopotko getting the ref just to make sure Albin doesn't touch the 4 before the 3 ball. Looks awful close. I think it should be fine.
Good shot.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Well, it was a little bit of a tester on the cueing. Cue ball near the rail. Bit off angle. Really had to work the cue ball a bit to get on the 5. But yet we are so used to, well, to see Albin make all the difficult shots. He's such a great shot maker in my opinion, that it just feels weird when he misses one of those occasionally.
Nice free flowing action he has.
Well, still some traveling to do from the 8 to the 9, so he's not done yet. But he could get the biggest lead in this match to himself. I mean, down 3-1, looking to go 7-5 up, completely turned the tide.
We have one result for you already, and a shock one in my eyes. Luca Men has beaten Stefan Kasper by 10 racks to 3. Wojtek Szewczak is on the hill against Fabio Rizzi at 9-2. This one is going to be a 2-rack lead. little bit short, Tim. Oh, that's a little bit of gamesmanship there, if ever I saw it. Albin's break. But out of the arena for Hubert Lopotko. Now remember, the rule before was, Tim, providing there's a ref there, you can carry on right while the other player's on their timeout. I remember that from one previous EuroTour in Estonia, I believe it was. I'm guessing it's the same all the way through.
Well, as far as I know, it depends on the discipline. Because in straight pool, while someone is in their run, they can actually continue. But I don't believe it's in the other games. So maybe it was the European Championships in Estonia. That's possible.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, I think this is actually a very clever thing that Lopotko is doing. Putting Albin in his chair saying, hey, I got the lead now. Everything is going to depend on your break. Let me put you in your chair for 6-7 minutes and see how your break will be working. And we both know that Albin's breaks have been a little bit over the place here and there this match. So who knows? I mean, it might work.
Do you think it's a little bit ungentlemanly, or do you just think, oh, it's part of the game, it's a clever bit of strategy and nothing wrong with it?
Well, I've always been very interested in the strategy part of the game. So, I mean, at some point everybody will be capable enough to make all the balls. So it's about playing smart. And I'm saying within a reasonable part. I mean, I'm not saying sharking or pulling tricks like the dirty stuff. I'm saying this is part of the strategy. You know, he wants to make sure that he goes for a timeout, stays fresh, come back and be in the peak of his performance, and he knows that he could drag Albin down a bit. But Albin can do the same thing, so it's an even decision, I would say.
Suke on the 10. Cracks it in. Roman Hebler 5-3 down to Max Lechner. That 10 ball for Ralph Suke takes him to 6-3 behind against Per Ivanovic.
Well, I just seen the score change. It's actually one more, Mark. Ralph now coming back 6-4. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's the same thing. If you look at that table, Sanjin taking his time out. He was up, what is it, 6-2? So he's feeling the heat. He's taking a timeout, hopefully to slow down Ralph and to make sure he actually gets the better of it coming up soon. So, I mean, the timeout will always be a little bit of a momentum thing. Nothing unsportsmanlike, in my opinion. Oh, look at this. He's finally made one on the break again. And again, no look. Reminds me of that first break he actually did in this match, first or second, where he made 3 balls. And I believe it was the same 5 ball blocking the 2.
Do you jump this though?
No. Well, I don't. I'm not saying he cannot, but it's so close. The 3 is tied up with the 6. So it's back to strategy. Will have to work its way into this rack. A bit of a loose cue ball there. I think the disappointment is in Albin's system. Just if you looked at his overall body language.
Yeah, his body language has changed over the last few racks, hasn't it? He's got that extra slow walk. You see what he's doing with his hands in his eyes. Clever shot, opening up the 3-ball. Just sometimes, Tim, looks like Albin doesn't really want to be there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. He does have that at times. Just... Oh, and he's missed. He did not get to the 2. Wow.
It's looking a little bit precarious now for the Austrian. If he can finish this rack and get to 8-5, be the biggest gap we've had since Albin led 3-1. Do you try and hold on the rail here, Tim, or do you punch it out and try and come to the centre of the table? I don't think he's got much angle, has he? Or go forwards? Oh, he's looking at holding it there.
Yeah, although I would like to maybe get a bit closer. Maybe draw back. If he can draw back 1 diamond and still be near the rail, that would be nice. No, he went to the left side. Look at this.
Good shot. Terrific shot.
I mean, you gotta be completely honest. Lopotko really, I think from like 3-2, he's really hit another gear, and not like the wild, crazy type of gear, just steady, maintaining the pace, playing good shapes, working the cue ball hard. I mean, he's looking to go 8-5, and 8-5 would be the point where I would like to see Albin take a break.
Yeah, he doesn't look in a good place at the moment. We've seen that look before. Okay, it's not as bad as maybe it was at one stage, but he's just not looking very happy there, is he? He needs to go and give himself a talking to in the mirror. Splash a bit of cold water over your face. Get that dopamine working. Come out fresh-faced, ready to win the next 5 racks, because that's what he's going to have to do. Doesn't want to allow this guy on the hill. Well, he's staying in the arena, break cue in hand. Not sure what the referee just said to him.
Me neither.
She said, I like your logo on the back of your shirt. It's a great logo, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. But if you look at how fast he dropped down on the break, just winged at it, he does make a ball. But he is really looking like, man, I'm done. I'm roasted.
Yeah. Maybe looking forward to Christmas with the family. But before that, of course, he's going to be travelling to Jacksonville, 16th to the 21st. Mixed Scotch doubles, the ladies' World Kamui 9-ball championships and the men's Jacksonville Open. Good to be see a bit of 9-ball as well for a change, Tim, won't it, with the ladies? I think it's Rublin, isn't it, who's the reigning champion, I believe, if my memory serves me right.
I think so.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it is Rublin. Oh, that's a nice shot. Perfect weight.
You are correct. But it says, yeah, it is indeed. She beat Chen Ximing in the final.
Chen Ximing, that's right. I was trying to think who she played in the final. I was just going to Google it as well, Tim, but you've done the work for me. Thank you.
Well, we are having a lot of world championships nowadays, and it's not easy to remember every match.
Well, let's see who we can remember. Women's World 10-ball champion.
Cheska against Rublin.
Correct. Yep, correct. Men's World 10-ball champion.
Oh dear, jeez.
He's in this
I
tournament.
need help. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I just mentioned at the beginning of the match, Albin beat Kazakis.
Exactly. Yeah. But the 10-ball, that was the 8-ball.
Oh, the 10-ball.
The 10-ball.
Yeah, it was Kazakis played. He didn't win, did he?
Carlo Biardo, I think. Or was it Dennis Grabe?
I think so.
Someone in the chat help us out, please.
I'm on my way. Koping Chung, of course.
Of course it was Koping Chung against Alex Kazakis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I mean, there's so many finals. I mean, it's crazy. And yet, I mean, it's an amazing thing. I mean, not everybody can call themselves a world champion, but to remember them all. Well,
is that still a realistic goal of yours, Tim? I mean, you know, most people when they start with the sport, they want to become world champion, the best they can at their chosen sport. Is it something that still goes through your mind sometimes when you're laying on your pillow about to drop off to sleep?
Yes, it does, but I think the main important thing is you cannot fantasize or you cannot dream about this if you are not putting in the right time, the right work ethics, the right traveling, which, I mean, I haven't done everything on the full power, so I don't think it would be fair to ask that for myself, but the dream itself definitely is there. The 2-ball needs to settle up over the corner. He's not on it.
Make him
Trying
stick
to.
it, Tim. What do you reckon? You can't really push, can you? You can push to a jump, I guess. Behind the 3 or something. 3, 4 or 5.
And even then, it's easy to put the 7 in between and not leave a jump. So it is indeed tough. Like kicking at this, most likely you're sending the 2 into the 7. Or even you could leave a safety behind the 7 ball. So I'm not a huge fan. Unless he's kicking with quite a lot of pace. Well, he was able to see some piece of it. And a bit of a roll. I mean, guaranteed Albin will have the jump cue out. But how is he going to get on the 3 ball? That's going to be the challenge. Now, we have been talking about the World Championships. The World 8-Ball Women Championship. I know who won, but I don't know who she played in the final.
She beat Cesca Centeno on the hill.
That's another final for Cesca. That's crazy. This is crazy too. Look at how. Yeah, he's controlled the cue ball beautifully. Bit of work still. 3, 4, 5. Oh. Well, has chosen to go forward instead of drawing back. Now, a bigger stroke needed to bring the cue ball back where it is now. That was going to be challenging. Well, I have a feeling he might play the bank. He might feel like, man, I messed up. He might go very aggressive. Run the cue ball around the 9. It is laying there.
Bit short of pace. Nearly got there, perfect line. Now then, another result for you guys. Almar Mustafa has beaten the junior champion from Poland, Jakub Szobot, by 10 racks to 4. Oh.
Well, actually, I'm glad to see that Albin decided to play the safety on the 5 ball earlier on instead of going all in on the bank. The cue ball floats a bit further, which it doesn't. Bit of an opportunity. Could bring the cue ball in between the long rail and the 7. Just got to make sure the 5 goes out to the left enough.
Could play a really controlled shot with a bit of left-hand spin and hold the cue ball behind a 10. Also like that. Difficult though from distance. Played your shot, Tim. Played it very well. Oh, is there an edge though? Just caught the 7. I thought it was going to go behind the 7.
Trying to catch and not scratch.
Wow, that shows how he's feeling. And that does as well. Not feeling good at all. You can't blame him. Kind of just the wheels fell off at 3-1 up. But take nothing away from this young man. He's played very, very well as Hubert. Didn't quite get enough follow through on that.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy. Maybe the adrenaline rushing as he gets closer to bring himself on the hill. Yeah, it's landed absolutely. Landed absolutely perfect on the 8 to cross over for the 9 to the 10, right?
Yeah. Just shows you, Tim, the depth of talent in Europe. Guys you never see on the big tour, but play as if they are on the big tour. Great stuff. Lots of reasons maybe why he doesn't. Maybe he has a full-time job. It's expensive to travel. Maybe he has a family. You never know. I just think it's a shame when you see players with this amount of talent, Tim, who aren't playing in more of the tournaments. You know, you just never know what could happen, could change your life. Because he's certainly got the game.
Yeah, now Lopotko breaking for a place in the last 16 would be a nice scalp under his belt, beating Albin. Actually, he controlled the cue ball perfectly, but it caught 2 kisses. Makes 1 and no future on the 1 ball once again. We've seen this quite a couple times now, this match.
Push to the top left-hand corner pocket, but expect a safety afterwards from Ouschan. That's if he's got anything left, to be honest, Albin. I think he had his glove off. Maybe he was expecting a break and run, Tim, for it to finish.
Well, the only thing I have with... Oh.
Yeah, he's gone all in for the bank there. Oh, he's pushed the 7 safe.
Unbelievable.
Is it worth nudging into that now, Tim, can he? And hold for the 2 still? Or is it going to go a bit too far?
Well,
depends if it goes
I'm
or
thinking maybe he can stop the cue ball on the 1 cut the 2 ball in and run into the 10-7 with the 3 ball over the side. That's
Yeah, that
not
was
what
a
he's
nice
done.
idea as well, but it's not what he's done.
Well, and from this angle, you would say the 7 does not go by it, so honestly, I'm not very sure what Lopotko's plan is at this point.
Well, he's going to have to do it off the 6, if anything. Oh. Well, it does go now. But that was risky, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, can still fight for this rack, so it's not like it's a lost cause, but I would definitely try to not push the 4 ball close near the 5-6, just to make sure my opponent will have to do something amazing to be able to run out.
Yeah, good shot. It's getting harder and harder for Albin to get out of his chair now.
Well, I am glad he still played a decent shot on it, because I could have understand maybe the frustration at some point.
Call the left-hand corner, surely. Ah.
Was
Well,
close.
that's a chance.
Then
Too
again,
hard.
the speed. Did you not think the 4 ball went to the bottom left?
I did. Just think he's got no confidence at the moment to make any difficult balls, so he's waiting for a better opportunity maybe, but I thought it was okay. Good angle as well to get to the 5. Oh, this is going to be better though. It's going to be over the side pocket. Oh no, it's not.
This is a huge thing as well. Well, he's trying to bank this 4 ball underneath the 10-7. Just doesn't want to make it, or the side pocket point. Wow. As you can see from this angle, it's not like the 4 ball is a hanger to the side, but you can play with a bit of two-way. Go for the side pocket, bring the cue ball in between the 5 and the 6. If you do not make it, good safety opportunities.
Well, this has to be considered a chance.
Well, he's gonna have to dig in deep. Oh, and he is going to... Oh, wow. I was gonna say it was the most likely... Most likely was going to stay over the corner. So, I mean, if I were Albin, I would be happy to get back, you know? Could have left a lot more.
Yeah, behind the 7 here. Thin. Oh, close.
Well, and I'm not sure if the 5 is cuttable in any way. Well, it must be cuttable. He's looking to see the bump into the 6. But how often do we see them make a nice cut on the 5 and pushing the 6 to the right long rail?
Referee called in, Tim. That's good.
Ooh. Well, definitely squeezed my everything there. Could have definitely stayed up. Well, Lopotko just has to stay calm. Tell yourself, listen, I'm definitely gonna have 2 more opportunities. Close out one of them, I'll be fine. He's built that little bit of a lead to think like that. So 9-7, Lopotko leading. Albin staying close. Let's have a little look across the room. One of the fastest matches, you would say, in the last 32. Not sure if you've already mentioned this one, but I just want to give a little shout out to Dennis Grabe, because I've seen him play yesterday. He's playing crazy fast at the moment. He's beaten Mohamed Soufi 10-3, which is another real fast shooter. So I'm just wondering how fast that match actually was.
Yeah, it ended about 10 minutes ago, Tim. Perlevanovic on the hill against the Kaiser. It looks like the Kaiser's reign is over for this tournament. The Bosnian and Herzegovian player Sanjin Perlevanovic almost there at 9-4.
Well, nothing on this one ball. Oh, he's got the jump cue. What's his plan? Is he going a 1-2 combination? Why not play safe?
I think he's decided he's attacking and that's it. If it works out, it works out. If not, well, I'm out of here.
I
don't know why
honestly,
it surprised him that he didn't make that. It was so difficult, wasn't it?
Well, and also it's not like there was any safety in mind on it either. I mean, just pure opportunity for the pole to close it out. I feel like if he can get on the 2 ball, it should be all over. But don't forget, it's the last 32, single elimination. He's about to get another big win under his belt. A lot of pressure involved. Can he get past the side pocket with low left? No, he's played to go 3 rails forward. Doesn't want to be queuing over the 7.
Has it gone too far? I think he's okay.
Oh.
Can get to the left of the ball.
Put a bit more of a stroke on that, just to make sure he played the 2 to the outside of the corner, with the 5 blocking the pockets maybe slightly. Now, if he could get the cue ball just next to the 8, 5 to 6, a bit trickier. You will see him checking the angles. He's really working hard to close this out and can bring the cue ball to the center of the table to do so.
Ralph's jacket goes on. I'm presuming he's out 10-4 to Sanjin Perlevanovic. Bit late to be taking a break, I think, Tim.
Yeah, the timeout won't help him out anymore, I fear.
Yeah, I think he's out anyway. I think it was just him putting his coat on to leave rather than go for a break.
Oh
dear. Well, might be all right.
Well, he's still on it. Some cue ball movement though. But we might see some gallery play. Top right spin. Bottom short rail. No, he's going with left spin. Just gotta watch the 9. And the speed. Oh, he's perfect. Perfect speed. Look at this. The natural angle.
Couldn't have put it better with his hand.
So 2 balls away, and we will see Albin Ouschan leave the field. Another champion to go out in the first round of the single elimination. Oh, coming back up. Bit of nerves on this 9.
Stayed down extra long there, Tim.
Yeah, and down goes the 10. So it is Hubert Lopotko from Poland advancing through to the last 16, beating Albin Ouschan 10-7. We will not see Albin back at the table here in Gandia, Spain for the Predator Spanish Open. Thanks Mark White for being in the booth with me once again. Myself, Tim de Ruiter, is signing off for now, but our next match will be at 4 p.m. local time. So hopefully we can welcome you back at 4 p.m. We'll see you in a bit.